That's what they want to see. They want to see how you handle struggles on the field, because I think that's the biggest storyteller for somebody's personality.
Lights go off, and I remember people started running on the field.
Yeah.
And Wheeler started running and form tackled somebody
year.
down. And I remember the crowd went crazy, and I was like, oh, yeah.
Just before this, 45 minutes, I was in a really bad car accident.
What?
And my Stinger's totaled now.
No
Swear to God,
way.
man, got crushed.
Oh, my God.
We didn't tell you we wanted to see it. I wanted to say
Are
it.
you serious?
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the after party. Today, we have a very fun guest. We got Bronson Balholm in the building. How you doing, Brody?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me out.
Dude, thank you for coming on, bro.
It's a pleasure.
How's everything been?
It's been amazing.
Good.
It's been awesome. And starting up the year, I've been really excited for this new year and the team that we got back together. It's like the whole gang's back.
That's it, man.
Time
The
never
whole
passed.
family, man. It's
Yeah.
no, man. I'm excited, man. It's been obviously super glad to have everyone back, and it's so funny. It feels like we haven't missed a beat being back here.
Somebody said it was like we had a 4-day weekend
It's
or
literally-
something. And we got back together, and it was like no time had even passed, and we were just right back in the swing of things.
That's it. It felt like we were off for I think it's just because we're doing so much all the time that it felt like when we had that time off, it felt like a year.
Oh my gosh.
But then we come right back to it, and I'm like, oh, we really didn't have much time off
Yeah,
at all.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's been fun, man. But
It's like nothing ever happened.
No.
But no time has passed.
Nothing
Even
at
though,
all.
Like the off season itself, like felt like forever, like you said, and then you get back and you're like, oh, here we are.
that's
again.
it.
Here
Right
we
back
are.
to it, man. What did you get anything fun this off season?
I did have a fun trip. I took my dog Buddy, and you know Buddy.
I know Buddy.
Took him to Sedona, in
Okay.
Arizona, and that was a whole lot of fun. It was
Yeah.
a beautiful, beautiful spot. If you ever get the chance, go out to Sedona.
I mean, I think from what I've seen, every part of Arizona just looks unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's like a dream. It's like a dream place to live, honestly. And
Yeah.
I think I've told you this multiple times. Like the weather, the vibes, just everything in Arizona is so nice.
Yeah.
And I would love to just take like a month out there and just see as much as I could.
Just don't do it in the summer.
No.
That's the only time you can't go, dude. When
It's
it's,
just-
110 and it's just dry
Yeah.
heat, it's like that's the brutal time. But if you can get past like those 2 months, the rest of it is just absolutely amazing.
The heat's so weird. Obviously, growing up in Florida, I always had to deal with like when we just sweat nonstop. It's just so hot, so humid. But like going to Arizona, like you almost feel like you're on fire. Like that's like the heat is like it's like burning through. You're not sweating at all.
Yeah.
But it's just burning right through you.
Yeah.
So it's not bad. What's like are there beaches? I'm assuming, or like man-made beaches, anything like that? There?
Not really. Like, we have
lakes
lakes.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So like that. I know when I was in Kentucky, they would be like, "Oh, we're going to the beach." Like when I was playing indie ball, but it wasn't a beach. It was just like it was like a lake. But
Yeah.
So how's like that environment? How are those vibes there? Like
It's a good time.
Yeah.
You can go to like Salt River, you can go tubing.
Okay.
and, like that's a good time. Then like Lake Havasu, you can go out there and like if you get like a boat, you can do some like
Right.
cool like boating stuff. But I don't call it a beach.
No,
like, not
that's
at
what-
all. Like being from California, like that is like the beach to me.
Yeah,
like, from out there.
I agree. But that's why I was like when I was in Lexington, they were like, "We're going to the beach, we're going to the beach," and I'm just like, I know the map somewhat. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's no beach around here, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's super cool, especially like what they like. We have a couple of like man-made beaches in Florida, and like what they can do to make it, they make it fun and they make it cool. But it's like nothing beats that real beach.
Nah,
you know?
dude.
It's-
Oh my gosh, dude! I remember the sunset in St. Pete last year. It was unbelievable. Like
love
it
St.
was.
Pete.
It was. I think it beat the sunsets on the West Coast. The East Coast is something special.
I think it's because I grew up there. Like every time, I went to the first time California, and when I met you, well, second time I met you, and then when I was there, I was just like, man, like this is breathtaking. Like just like doing I remember we went on a coach's trip up there. It was for a tryout in 23, and we just got some Lime scooters, and we were at some beach over there, and we were just riding around. I was like, I felt like I was in a movie. I was like, this is unbelievable. And Florida has that same thing, but maybe I'm just so like being by Clearwater my whole life. Maybe I'm just so used to like the look.
Yeah,
and I'm
it's
just
like nothing
all right.
different.
No,
You're like,
nothing different
here's
at
just
all.
another time at another beach in a different spot.
Yeah.
Like you can, if you go like to Santa Monica, like you can grab bikes for like
Right.
$15, and then like for the whole day you can just bike along like all the way down to the Palisades. You can like keep going
so
down to like
nice.
Malibu, or
Yeah.
like if you wanted to like go the other way, like if you really were dedicated, you
Yeah.
could find your way to Orange County. Like
That's so cool.
It's crazy how it's all like connected right
Yeah.
down on that coastline. It's super nice.
Oh man, that's another place. Like Cali is another spot. There's so many areas that I would love to just like explore one day. And
Yeah.
So talk to me. You grew up in California?
Grew up, born in Arizona.
Arizona, okay.
And grew up there.
Cali, okay.
And
How
then
long
moved
were
out to Cali.
When did you move from Arizona?
6th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a tough time to move,
It was.
honestly. Yeah.
It was. It was kind of an interesting time. Like I wasn't scared of
Right.
doing the move because I always liked like changing things up. Like I was the kid that liked to change his room like
Right.
every month.
Right.
And
That's
be like-
good.
it was like it's like something new, and so I wasn't too mad about it. But baseball like was my biggest love, obviously, and going from like my team and my travel ball team in Arizona, leaving them was tough. And then going out to California, I went from a public school in Arizona to a private school
Right.
in California. And it was just like a different ball game
Yeah,
out there.
I could imagine.
And like it was a school didn't have baseball, you know, it was a small
Right.
school. So I had to like join a different travel ball team. And then like that's like when you really start getting like either you love it or like you don't love it,
Yeah.
because you got to really be invested in it, going to a lot of travel ball practices. And it's like competing at
Yeah.
that point. You're really just on the verge of competition. So enjoyed my time out in California. We lived out by the beach for a little bit.
Okay.
And it was super cool out in Venice,
Right.
actually.
Oh,
And so, like,
wow.
I used to go by
That's Muscle
the
Beach,
boardwalk.
right? Is that right over there?
Yeah, I worked out there one time when I
Yeah.
was like 15, and like
That's
I
so
was
cool.
so small compared to every single other person over there.
Dude,
It
that
was-
place is like a haven. Like
You worked
everyone's-
out there, right?
No, I missed the Uber by like 5 minutes when we were in Hollywood, and so I didn't end up going. But like that's like content heaven. Like everyone's
yeah.
there. Like all the biggest guys always. Like I know I see a lot of like the IFBB pros out there shooting
Yep.
film, and it's like no wonder normal people aren't going out there.
Yeah.
Like they're like I don't want to work out with these guys,
Yeah,
but
dude,
it's a
And,
dream
like,
to go out there.
The bars are just all like, you know, like
imagine.
chiseled down.
Of
Like
course.
everything's got chalk all over it on the ground. Like they don't need to like really clean up much because
No.
it's like that's the spot. You know,
Oh,
if you
yeah.
really want to get down and with it.
Dude, that looks. The beach gyms are. Have you seen the one on? I don't know where it's located, but it's like everything's made out of like wood. Have you seen that?
No.
It's like a whole gym. It's got. I think it might be Mexico. I seen it on some sort of gym review thing, and like even the plates are made from wood. Like the bars, like for the rows, like you put rocks in like a bin, and like you have to row it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is so cool. It's like
Yeah.
caveman workouts.
That's like I've seen like videos of like that where it's like a island gym or
Yeah.
something like that, and like it literally is like made like wood is carved out, and,
Yeah.
like to just be
Like,
like
how
however
cool
many
is this,
kilograms. And, like,
right?
that'd be the coolest thing. To do.
Absolutely.
But something about those beaches being over there and in Venice, like seeing like a bunch of like people just like working out, and then they also have like right next to it is like acrobatic stuff.
Oh,
where people
yeah.
are like swinging from like rope to rope, ring to ring. You know, and,
crazy.
like, there's like a big old rope that you can climb up and everything. And
Yeah.
so like it was pretty awesome. I used to do workouts like when I was just like starting to get into like baseball workouts
Right.
in the beginning of high school. I would go after practice. I would come back home and I would go work out on the beach.
Okay.
And I would just do like plyometric and running on the beach,
Right.
like ladders and stuff. And I remember like at the end of it, I would get to jump into the ocean
Right.
and like do a little body surfing just for a little bit, and then I would walk back home.
That's
after,
awesome.
and it was like the best day ever.
That's probably why you're so fast. You run the sand. Dude. That makes
Dude.
you quick.
I think that definitely attributes to it. I'd say that, and then my dad teaching me running form for sure, getting me on that.
Oh, I remember growing up, obviously watching the Rocky movies. There was,
yeah.
I think it's a Rocky 3, him and Apollo running
Yeah.
on the beach in the full sprint. I'm
Yeah.
like, I need to do that. If I want to get jacked like Sylvester Stallone, I got to run on the beach.
Yeah, yeah.
No, running form's huge.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, and like I know till today, I run pretty stupid, but like it does.
You're better than a lot of people.
But dude, it makes a huge difference.
Oh,
like,
totally.
the way you run, and being a quick catcher is great too, because it's not a common thing anymore.
No, not at all. I
So-
feel like it's starting to change a little bit.
Yeah.
Like the stereotype of like catchers aren't athletes or
Right.
anything. Like the catchers are athletes too,
yeah.
for sure. Like
Absolutely.
we get out there and we get our bags, we get our speed work in.
Yeah.
And I feel like the age of catching is a little bit changed, and we've talked about this.
Absolutely.
Like it's more of an athlete around like the dish and being behind there. And,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
being able to be all around like a good athlete,
Yeah.
good hitter, like good catcher, good runner. Just a
Absolutely.
little bit of everything.
I think like you see it a lot now too, and I think it's coming from like a lot of like catchers now who've become pro and affiliated in indie ball. Like they didn't start off as catching,
No.
which is crazy. I know like mostly a lot of guys, like when I was growing up, like if that dude was catching, he stood catcher, and then sometimes he'd move. We'd have some guys who wouldn't pan out in a position. They would try to put them at catching, but like it's so cool because like you have like such athletic guys, and like going to that catching position
Yeah.
and picking it up really fast. And it's, like, it's unbelievable. Did you caught your whole life, correct? Or,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, since I was a youngin', mama was a catcher, her dad was a catcher. And so it was kind of embedded in me that I was going to be a catcher at that young time. But
awesome.
I mean, I played every position growing up, and I was a utility guy even in college. Like I was used in the outfield, I was used in third base, first base.
Right.
So it was being able to play every single position, I feel like definitely attributed to catching. And the best time that I got really better at catching wasn't even like a physical click that made me better. It was more of a mental.
Right.
Like I talked to you about this, about like blocking. It was just like getting in front of the baseball and just knowing that like the ball is not going to hurt you. Don't worry about it.
It's tough though.
Yeah.
It's tough to, I mean, especially at a young age, learning to block. Like, how old were you when you like really started like blocking pitches, I guess, essentially?
I'd say like 15, 16.
Yeah, no. And like, that's so like, I remember 12, like, because I started baseball a little bit late too. So like, I really was learning as I went. And like, I was in a tough baseball area. So like, I was just like the little league coaches I had, like, that was like all the information I was getting essentially.
Yeah.
But like, I was like blocking like off speed pitches, but like also I know it was ugly. Like I was just probably like jumping up, like closing my eyes,
for sure,
you know.
me too.
But until like you like learn the form, figured out it's not gonna hurt. There, I mean, there's some that are a little tender than others.
You'll get a couple here and there.
Yeah.
But for the most time, if you get really good at catching and you're able to put it right in the middle of your chest protector, that's gonna lighten the blow
You're
so
golden.
much.
And Evo Shield, their stuff's they're very good for blocking wise. I will say that growing up, and like I'm not sure how it is now, I haven't worn them in years, but like the Easton gear,
Oh yeah.
I would feel everything.
Oh,
when I blocked
yeah.
with it. Maybe it's because I got the cheapest model of it, but like I remember like doing like practice it and like still having welts on me. And like the guy wasn't throwing it very hard for blocking drills. I'm like, man, I need to get some new catcher's gear.
dude.
Like this is bad.
Dude, I remember I had the Rawlings kit that they sold, and I was a short kid until I hit my growth spurt really around like
That's crazy.
16.
I can imagine you short.
I know, I know, it's crazy. I was short and a little chubby, and I had the gear, you know, where it was like the one that even had like the little
coat,
protector,
oh yeah,
like down there, and it looks like an old umpire's like gear where it's got like the lines and everything.
I love that,
dude. It was so thin. I remember, like maybe that's why I didn't block balls really, because I was using this thin sheet of styrofoam,
you had
to block
cardboard
balls.
box like taking care of you. That's so funny.
Which is like, I think once I got the step up in high school to like a new gear because I outgrew my old one, and I was like, okay, maybe that actually kind of gave me a little bit more confidence. Having good equipment definitely will make
it does make a big it does make a big difference. But no, man, I remember the gear young you would get, especially the starter kits, were never good.
Oh no,
never good. The helmets were like a makeshift like skull cap with like a thing in front of it. You're like, they got the throat protector. The throat protector.
Oh yeah,
dangles here.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
He's getting
not protecting your throat.
Nothing
it's
at all.
Protecting like your sternum,
just tuck
down at the bottom.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
we got the heart guards and those. We were talking about them today. The heart guards in there, and like you keep yours in, which is cool. I have to take it out. I can't. It just feels so weird.
I mean, your chest is massive.
Oh, stop! Stop! Keep going, but stop. No,
it's just. I mean, it pushes it off
dude,
so much.
It looks so funny when it's like it's just hanging out in there.
It's like looking at it. It's got an extra like 3 inches.
We actually, when I coached high school baseball, it was probably my last year. They made a rule where it was like each catcher needed to have the heart guard in the catcher's gear.
Yep.
But like in the county I'm from, like no one listens to like no one. Like it was one of those things where like we're like, okay, got it, and then like that was it. I remember it was probably like the 10th game of our year, and we were playing Anclote, local school, and the umpire stopped the game. Both catchers didn't have it. We both had to run to Dick's Sporting Goods.
No.
Get the chest protector.
Get out.
Come back and start the game all over again. It was the craziest experience ever.
Gosh.
And it was the only time that whole year that they like because I kept the thing with me the whole time. I'm like, all right, because my catcher didn't want to use it. I'm like, I'm holding on to this all year. Never the rest of the time they asked for it. And I was like, that's crazy.
That is insane.
So
oh my gosh. Making you guys run to
something.
Dick's Sporting Goods mid-game is insane. Oh my gosh. We had at my first school, we had only one chest protector that we shared.
I love that. That's
and
typical.
I was the only catcher, so I was like, I just kept it in my bag at all times. And so like the other guys didn't really like play too much, and so I was the one with the heart protector, and everybody else just had a normal gear, and I was like, oh, it's so nice.
I love it. In 23, we were sharing the Party Animals chest protector.
Yeah,
it was me, DC, and Joe.
Yeah,
and I remember I used it one game. It was so hot, it was miserable. And I gave it to DC because he was gonna get it. Then and he was like, I'm gonna do his play. He was like, I'm not gonna wear that ever again. He's like, I'll just wear the standard stuff. I was like, that's fine. I was like, I don't blame you. And even Joe was like, I don't want to go near it. And I was like, I don't blame you all. I'm so sorry, man. It was so nasty.
His shirt came off too at some point.
Oh, of course,
just
dude.
Sweating
just
into that thing.
Nasty.
And it soaks it up.
Yeah.
It soaks it up. Oh my gosh. And like,
there's no other smell I can describe besides like, I would say like hockey gear.
Yeah.
From what I've smelled. I never played hockey, but like I've been to games and my buddies I've played that like catcher's gear, like after like a couple games starts to smell like.
Dude, rancid.
So bad.
Rancid. You need like a one of those power washes that you like clean like the streets where like it's like dark and like and then it turns out to be like white underneath and everything. You need that for a catcher's gear because I swear it'll just it's like a carpet. It just soaks up everything.
I remember my mom had this like grand scheme once of like it was like certain it might have been the Arm & Hammer powder with like a mixture and she threw it in a bag and was like shaking it up and then like she took it out and
threw
like,
a couple lemons in there,
and it just smelled like stinky cleaning stuff, and also I was full of like powder particles. Like no matter how much I vacuumed it, like I'd block a ball and I'd see like a poof, and I was like, oh man. But there's just no way to clean it. Like it just once that stinks in there, man.
Oh yeah, no, it's
tough.
It's just a bunch of grit, sweat, and tears.
That's
in
it.
there. And maybe sometimes it'll throw off the umpire and like in the batter too. They're like, man, what stinks back here?
That was it. Have you? Strike zone was so bad. Like I'm just gonna start ringing these kids up like drastically.
Oh yeah,
I'm just like bow and arrowing up and then my coach after the game, he's like, hey, like never again. And I was like, okay, okay, good. But dude, it's tough, man. Like
I don't know.
Umpiring is no joke. A fall high school league, and like the teams would come there, they play a couple times a week, and if you were a catcher, you had to be the home plate umpire.
Oh,
so like I'm 19 years old. I don't know exactly what the heck to do. Like obviously I know what's going on, but like. It's a little difficult back there. You got jumpy catchers, like you don't know the strike zone. And like it was the year after I just graduated, so they were actually playing my old high school and another team. And I was like, oh, they're gonna be cool, man. They're gonna support me no matter what happens. That was a lie. They wanted to kill me after the game, and then I realized like my strike zone was so bad, like I'm just gonna start ringing these kids up like drastically.
Oh yeah,
so I'm just like bow and arrowing up, and then my coach after the game, he's like, hey, like. Never again. And I was like, okay, good. But dude, it's tough, man. Like,
I don't know.
Umpiring is no joke.
Hey, I give my respect to my umpires out there.
Absolutely.
We love you guys.
Of course.
But I've always wondered and imagined what my strikeout call would be like if it was like strike three. Like I think throwing the arm up and then just ripping the right arm back like that would be iconic.
Dude,
I might pull a muscle doing it back there.
I like just like when they throw it up early. You know, and then they get into it. It's so exciting.
Like, that's strike three. Everyone wait. It's building up suspense. Building up the suspense a little bit, and then
that's
starting a lawnmower.
It fires me up, dude.
Right
a good strikeout call will get you fired.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Sometimes, I love that one umpire that he does the dagger. He does, that's
it, dude.
Comes in there. I had, when I think it was like 12 or 13, I was in travel ball, and this is the craziest umpire story I ever had, but it was like 6th inning or whatever, and we're winning the game, and the other team's like parents are getting after this umpire, like saying, that's not a strike, like, why are you calling balls for us, strikes for them?
Right.
And the umpire like took off his mask, like in between like a 1-1 count, and just turned and said, I don't have to keep up with this. Like I don't have to deal with this. Like I'm here. Like I'm trying to umpire. Like let me umpire. And the parents did not let him. Like that just fueled the fire
bad
more.
Decision.
And they just kept going after him. And he started crying, and he took off the field, went into the bathroom, and was like really like I'm sure he was maybe dealing with something. I'm sorry if you're listening to this, Mr. Umpire, but it was like bad. Like even like I had to go like and like talk to him a little bit. I was like, hey, like it's okay. Like we'll talk to the parents. We'll try to get him back out here. I'm 13.
That's
like
crazy.
Super young, and
just
we're in like
out
Colorado.
Fires already at 13.
Already putting out fires. Like a catcher is a psychologist. Like you have to talk to the pitchers. You got to talk to your coach. You got to talk to your umpire. Like all differently. And so that was like the first time. Like I was like, okay, like I got to really like be nice with this dude.
Yeah.
And he actually came back out. He's like sniffling a little bit and everything.
Dude.
I was like, I felt bad.
That's tough.
And so we finished up the game and everything, and he just like, a lot of parents went up and apologized after and everything. But it was my mom like was losing her mind. She was like, I've never seen an umpire just like leave the field because of like, of some comments.
That's crazy.
And it's hey, we love you umpires.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for being there.
Dude, that's like I think the worst thing is like chirping back.
Yeah.
Because then
You
it just
can't do
opens
it.
the
Yeah,
floodgates.
it's
Oh,
over
no,
then.
no good. That's
It's over
crazy.
then. Just toss them.
So I guess like on to like the whole like you growing up, like 13 years old. So you were in Cali. You played high school baseball in Cali as well. What high school, if you don't mind me asking?
Notre Dame High School.
Wow.
It was a very good high school for baseball.
Okay.
And all around athletics. I had a bunch of guys that were like already D1 like commits by like their freshman year. Hunter Green was in my class, the pitcher for the Reds. Funny story about that, like catching him my senior year, he threw a ball through my glove and it hit me right in the shoulder and broke my glove.
Really?
Crazy. But I was also using like a shoeless Joe glove. Like the thing was like, it was from from my coach, and like it was like so floppy, but I loved it. It was so nice. Like, and it was even had like rips on the inside of the thumb and everything, and like the cotton was starting to peek out and everything. So it was, she was on her last leg, but Hunter threw a pitch 102 and just went right through the glove and just smoked me right in the shoulder. And I was bamboozled by that.
Yeah.
But it was really awesome to go there. I was happy I did. I had like a plan like growing up in Arizona of what I was going to do for high school, and then obviously went out to California, and then middle school didn't have ball, but I remember I like applied to a couple different high schools, and I didn't get into one high school, Loyola, and that was like where a lot of my buddies from middle school were like trying to go.
Okay.
And I remember like just like crying and being devastated, and because it didn't happen, I didn't get into there, and I got into Notre Dame, and I was thinking that like it was like my life's over, at that time, and it turned out to be like the best decision to go to Notre Dame, because I had some of the best friends out there that I met in high school, and it was such a good like baseball program that even though I was still smaller and like a little bit underdeveloped, I like my talent level, like, and this is like a common theme like throughout my career, is like when I'm surrounded by guys that are better than me or like more talented, like I'll rise up to like that level. And so I really did like have a great freshman year, and then sophomore year I switch hitting and had a great sophomore year, and then travel ball started coming around, and then junior and senior year varsity, just having a blast. And just made my way into like being the starting catcher, and it was just a absolute amazing time. The one thing that really stunk was our CIF semifinals. We had to go all the way out to Redlands, East Valley, which is like maybe like 2 hours into the desert of California. And they took me out. My coach took me out in the extra innings in the 9th inning, because I don't know why he did, because he wanted a dude to bunt. And I'm actually like a good bunter. Right. I know we don't do it anymore here in Banana Ball, but like bunting like became one of my specialties in college. And so using my speed and everything. So he took me out, and then the other backup catcher went in, and Hunter was like still pitching and everything, and the runner got to second base, and then he stole third, and the backup catcher overthrew third base, and then we lost, and like that was the end of my high school career, and I just had to like sit there. But I like went up to him and I like gave him a big old hug, and I was like, dude, like it's all good. Like
that's
no
so tough being thrown in that situation.
Oh
too,
yeah, I know. Late in the game, like it's not easy to just come in and like after you haven't thrown at all too. Like you have to lay one down right there, and it just it hurt, but it happens.
Yeah,
so that was the extent of high school ball, but it was so competitive. Like I remember I was the only guy that wasn't committed to a D1 school out of like the whole starting lineup, and obviously Hunter was like the MLB prospect.
I'm sure probably scouts there every game.
Oh, every single game. It was like getting exposed to that at such a young age was really good, because it got me over like the fear of like just like who cares who's in the stands, just play hard every single day. And so that was a amazing time. And like when you're in high school, like you can't do anything but just like be a part of it, and like you're thinking about like stuff that like doesn't even matter like down the line, but it was a great time.
That's awesome. And I think that's huge. Like obviously always playing with guys around you that push you first of all is huge, and I think that's what it keeps people from developing. I think when like you're not surrounded by that, and like also like just being able to work yourself into a program and then get that starting spot. Like, a lot of people could take that for granted, but like, especially in California, like that's not an easy thing to do. Like playing a high school sport and starting on varsity is very difficult in California, just with the talent that is all around there. So that's cool. And then, so, all right, You lose that game, sadly.
Yep.
What's the next move here? Where's college? When do you start with college? Where do we go?
So I remember it was like maybe like a couple weeks before I got hit up by a couple D1s for like walk-on offers, and I didn't have anything like for sure until a D3 from Wisconsin hit me up, and I talked to the coach, Dave DeGeorge from Beloit College, and I was really like intrigued by his enthusiasm over the phone, and he was just like basically like asking, and he was like, please come out and like just visit the campus and everything. And so I decided to take a little trip out there, and I remember we had like maybe a couple more weeks left of regular season, and went out there and liked it. I was like, this is pretty nice. It was a little different, little liberal arts college in Beloit, Wisconsin, like an hour outside of Milwaukee, kind of 45 minutes from Madison. And I was like, this could be fun. Like, I know I'd come out here and play. And one of the things that really drew me to it was that I knew I loved physics at the time. And shout out my physics professor in high school, Mr. Toner. I went and saw him. Actually.
I love that.
He was so cool. I went and saw him actually after in the break, because I do like the going to schools and talking about STEM and baseball. And he got me into physics because he taught his class around the physics of comic book superheroes. Okay. And so one thing that was like really amazing to me was that like all of the like Stan Lee comics and everything was like actually like they followed along physical like principles. And so that like intrigued me as being like a nerd, like that loved Star Wars and loved comic books. Like it got me into physics. And so visiting out in Beloit College, they told me about this program called like the 3-2 program, where you do 3 years at Beloit and you get a degree in physics, and then you do 2 years at a brother school. And the brother schools were like University of Purdue, Wash U, and then like Columbia. And so I was like, Ivy League, heck yeah. I would love to do that. Absolutely. And so that was like my dream to go to an Ivy League. And, I was like, heck yeah, I'm going to do that. And so I decided to go to Beloit College from there, just a little small school in Wisconsin. That's awesome. I'm so thankful that I did, because I had some of the best experiences out there. And it was honestly really funny when I came back and told my like teammates and my coaches about it. I like a lot of my teammates were just like, where's that? And my coaches were like, what school? But I had one coach, this guy named Max Fesky, and funny enough, Reese Alexiades actually knows him too. He went to a D3 as well, and he went to Notre Dame High School, and he was like a younger coach, kind of like hanging around, helping out any way that he could. And I told him about I was going to Beloit College, and I like hyped it up. I was like, I committed. You remember the commitment post and everything. Excited. And like that was the whole thing. And he said to me, he was like, dude, I'm so excited for you. That's awesome. You're gonna have an absolute blast. Like you're gonna run that campus. You're gonna have like the best time ever out there. Awesome. And like I remember him just saying that to me, like gave me so much like happiness. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like somebody actually
it's the
like,
validation you needed. Yeah.
And he was 100% right.
That's
like Fesky, you were 100% right, dude. I had the best time out there in a small little town in Beloit, Wisconsin. I love that. I met some of the coolest like friends that I could ever have in my life, like lifelong friends for sure. Like we still get together, and we'll like always keep chatting and talking. And now a lot of them are getting into like their weddings. So it's like life is changing, but we still always connect with each other, because it was such a small campus, and it was like honestly like split between like half athletes and half like non-athletes. And so like the athletes just kind of like bonded together, and like we stayed so close to one another, and like there was nothing to do really in the town. Like there was like one couple bars like down in this like quote unquote downtown. There's like a bowling alley, and so like everything that we did was just on campus, like in our dorm rooms, or just like in somebody's townhouse. Like it was so much fun, and so many great like stories and times that came from that. And then I got to play right away, which was like the thing that I would really loved. And those first 2 years, the talent level, like honestly, like compared to Notre Dame High School, was like maybe just like right underneath it, like right near it, because Notre Dame was like so good, of course, in Southern California baseball. And so the same thing was like when I was surrounded by guys that were like maybe weren't as like talented or motivated, like I sunk a little bit down to the level. So I still played well and everything, but then my third year, like I really kicked it into gear, because my plan was going to Columbia and going to play at Columbia. And so I was like, I stepped it up, and then that junior year was COVID. And I was,
the
COVID year, baby. And so I was hitting like over 400, hit my first ever home run. And we actually went down to Florida.
Okay.
I forget where, but that's like, like every single like D3 or D2, like, because you can't play out in the snow, you know, everything that's in the Midwest or like Upper East, like everybody comes down there.
Oh, yeah.
And so came down there and we played 8 games to start off our season, and we were balling.
Yeah.
Like it was looking so good for us. Like
Crushing
I was doing amazing, and then boom, COVID like hit.
Crazy.
And just devastated.
Yeah.
So
that was junior year?
Yeah, my junior year. Went back home and was planning on going to Columbia, but since of COVID, they ended up like canceling that admission year.
No.
And so I even was talking with the baseball coach and everything, and was getting lined up to go like play on the team. I took a visit out there like earlier on in the semester and talked to the coach, and he was like all on board with it. Just was gonna just get into the school, and then COVID happened, and it stopped accepting admissions, and so I went back to Beloit, but it's all like in hindsight. This is all like thank gosh this happened, because
meant to be.
It oh my gosh, it really is like such a blessing, because went back for that senior year, balled out again, and like took my game to a whole nother level, like, and I really set a standard like for like the team, and we really ended up like becoming like a really good team. And so we got to the championship of the conference, and then we ended up losing that triple header I was talking about.
You were talking about that.
Dude, crazy. Like the D3 schedule was so wild, because we could only play 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday, both 9-inning games.
Yeah.
So I caught every single game. And so it was
nuts.
36 innings on Saturday and Sunday, and then we'd play like a Tuesday game.
Right.
So I'd catch that one too. But the back-to-back doubleheader 9-inning games, catching all of them,
no joke.
I don't know how I did it, to be honest. It's crazy.
Dude,
like, what's your craziest?
I'll think back, like the worst one I think I had was I was 19. I was doing Legion Ball.
Yeah.
You have Legion Ball where you're from?
I didn't play it, but they had it. I know.
And it's funny because like back in Florida, like where I'm from, it's not very big.
Yeah.
But like it was almost like travel ball-esque, but like if you weren't doing travel ball, it was like an in-between time. And like when I was talking to Anthony, he was like Legion was like the bee's knees. And like apparently so it's just like every different spot. So
everybody's a little different.
Playing Legion, and I catch the first game and catch 9. Then we played. It was like 30 minutes after I pitched that game, the entire game.
Oh my gosh!
And then we made it to the championship that night, and I caught that one.
Oh my!
So that was, and I till today, I was telling Danae this today. I was saying that that was the last time I think my arms felt good. That was, I can't remember a time since then that like, I cannot remember my arm feeling good.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard, because like they always say like pitching and catching, like never do it on the same day, or like not even back to back, like because it's so much strain on your arm. Like people don't know that like catching is throwing just as much as pitching, like not obviously as hard for every single pitch, but you're doing just as much throwing every single time.
And it's a lot of stress. A lot throws back from the knees too. It's a lot of stress on the shoulder. Like you're not using any momentum. You're just whipping it back. But but no, man, that's I couldn't imagine like back-to-back double hitters. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh. So that was like the reason, since it was like the year after COVID, they wanted to not have like, they didn't want people to like to stay over, because it was like Illinois College came up from the south of Illinois, and we were in like the south of Wisconsin. So they didn't want them to do like stay overnight and play like another day. And so that's why they did the best of 3 within one day. And sadly we lost the championship that day. And so it wasn't like all for nothing. And I remember like crying, and like I was thinking my like career was over, but like in my heart, like I was like saying, this can't be it, this can't be it. I remember like saying that to my mom. I was like, this can't be it, this can't be it. And lo and behold, I got the opportunity to go play at Arizona State afterwards. I actually got accepted into USC, so University of Southern California. I was almost a Trojan. I was talking with the baseball coaches over there. I was going to do my master's in aerospace engineering over there. And at the last second, like a week before ASU was supposed to start, because ASU was on semester and USC was trimester. So USC started later than ASU. ASU coaches hit me up, and they were like, hey, we heard that you were going to possibly go to USC. Is there a chance you want to go to ASU?
Yeah.
And then being from Arizona, my mom was a Sun Devil. My brother was a Sun Devil. I was a bat boy for the Sun Devils when I was like 8 years old. I was like, heck yeah.
Gotta do
this
it.
is my like dream, like one of my dream come true, like to be a Sun Devil. And so I was like so thankful. So I got 2 years back. My junior and senior year did not count.
Really?
So that's
because of COVID?
Because of COVID.
Wild.
And so they didn't count the year after COVID as well. So I got 2 years back, and I was blessed to go to ASU and play there for 2 years. And then that was literally just like the same like flip around, like back to like high school again. Like here's the talent level just rose up, and what am I gonna do? I rose right up with it. Worked harder than I ever had before. Was more determined about being like on top of my schoolwork, on top of on top of the program, and like doing whatever I could to help out. And so that was quite the experience when I was at ASU. And I did have like one really like crazy cool story that kind of like brought me to Banana Ball from there. It was, I believe, my first year I'm playing, and I wasn't playing like too well, and so they switched me out, and then I kind of stopped playing for a little bit, and kind of started working back in there on and off. And I remember it was after a Friday night game, and I went up after, you know how you go see your parents after and everything, kind of hang out with them. I'm hanging out with my parents, and these two kids with their mom, and then I believe it was like the mom's brother, and the mom's brother had some sort of, disability.
Gotcha.
And the two kids both had baseballs, and they asked me to sign them, and it was like, first of all, I was like just never really getting asked to sign stuff. And first, so it was like crazy cool. I remember signing them. And then I asked the person next to them, and his name was Bubba, the person with the disability. And I was like, nice to meet you, Bubba. I was like, you don't have a baseball? Like, like you didn't get one? And he was like, no, I didn't get one. And I'm like, well, Bubba, I promise you, the next time I see you at an ASU baseball game, I will get you a fresh Pac-12, when it was called the Pac-12, Pac-12 baseball. And that was the end of the Friday night. And lo and behold, Saturday night comes around. I didn't play as well as I wanted to. And back in college, it was really intense, and it was tough to talk to me after. And like a lot has changed now. Like now I'm like, we forget about it. But I'm going up into the crowd, and I see I'm with my parents, and I see in the corner of my eye, I see the two kids, the mom and Bubba, walking out of the stadium. And I tell my parents, hold up real quick. I'll be right back. Run down into the batting cages, grab a fresh Pac-12 ball, run out. It's still in my uniform, still in full cleats, run out into the concourse. And I'm like, Bubba, wait, I got you your ball. And I was like, I promised you I got you your baseball. And gave it to him, and the mom took a picture and everything, and I didn't think anything of it, like at the time. And I remember just going back, talking to my parents, and then going back to my apartment at the time, and just sitting down, and then I was scrolling through Instagram, and I saw I got tagged by a post from the mom, and it was the pictures of me with Bubba, and this long paragraph of just saying like the story of what just happened and everything, and like how I like ran out and gave a baseball to them. And at the end of it, it was like this line where it was like, whoever at Bronson Balholm's mom is, like, shout out to you. You did a great job raising this kid. And I remember crying my eyes out, like right then and there. It was because like all you want to do is just make your parents proud.
That's it.
And like that moment like spoke to me so much that like I didn't like, and nothing on the field impacted that family that day. But the action of me just doing one little extra step to just go remember first Bubba and then get him my promise fulfilled and give him the baseball, like, and just the post itself, I just remember like crying and just being like so happy. And I didn't know what that feeling was, but it was the feeling that like now I know like it's bigger than baseball. It's bigger than just playing a silly little sport. Like to us, like it's our lives and everything, and it's like life or death, but it's really about making these impacts for people that are watching the game and just giving them something to be happy about. And so that's like one of the things when I looked back about like joining Banana Ball, like that experience spoke to me so much in college about, the experiences were amazing, but that one really stood out to me. And I was like, that's something that drew me. I was like, that's what Banana Ball is really about.
I love that. I've never heard that story before. That's awesome. No, I love that. And it's, you never know what you do is going to impact that fan, and you never know what it's going to do. Like obviously, like when you were signing autographs for the kids, you were just like I can't believe it. Like I'm just like college player, like you know, like and everyone. I think the first time I got asked too, I was like, why? Like you know, because that's just like the automatic. But you know, just because you feel that type of way, you're just a college athlete. Like to them, you're a superstar. You know, and like to Bubba, you know, you're on that field playing, you're a superstar. Yeah. And like I always tell a lot of the new guys when they come in here, like I've went 0 for 4 with 4 Ks in a banana ball game and been so pissed off in the plaza party, and the kid came up to me and was like, you were the best player out there today. I can't believe it. And I just did a stupid dance and he loved it, you know? And like, that's what they want to see. They want to see how you handle struggles on the field. Because I think that's the biggest storyteller for somebody's personality and their character is like, how do you handle failure on the field? Absolutely. How do you handle struggles? How do you handle all those uncomfortable things you get placed in playing a game throughout life? And like, it's really cool. It's just a great story, dude. I love that. That's amazing.
It's and it was the biggest thing. Like I'm still learning with it right now, and so like my mentality has obviously changed coming to banana ball. Like it's more into that side of things. Like when I get out there into the plaza party, it's like, you know, who cares what happened during the game? At least these people that came out here, first of all, like thank you for coming, and then secondly, like. We just gave them like 3, 4, 5, however many hours they were there today, just to forget about whatever they were dealing with in their lives, like, and just enjoy life and just watch a little show. Because that's, my mom taught me that at a very young age, was like, baseball players, like professional baseball players, are entertainers. Like you're in the entertainment business. Like us and actors are not that much different. No. We're just giving people something to smile about and just give them some entertainment. And so that was like my time at ASU. And then I had such a great time, like just playing and just being like a part of, you know, a program that I loved so much, and like I'll always love till I die, like always be a Sun Devil, and just I'll never be more grateful to do that.
No, man, I love that. It's so cool. And then you had family history there too, which is super cool, you know. And like I just when I first heard about you coming into banana ball, I heard you were coming from ASU. Like so I did, like obviously I've learned the backstory, but it's like I was like, okay, from ASU, like, you know, I didn't know too much about you when I first met you. And let's get into like that first was Sacramento?
Yeah.
Sacramento.
Oh yeah.
First time I met you. That was when the lights went off.
Yeah, 2023.
2023.
I'm finishing up playing summer ball in Northern California in Vacaville. Shout out the Solano Mudcats. The dirty fish, as we would like to be called.
Love that.
Kind of a party animal of the sea.
Right. That's good, dude. That's good.
What do they say? It's the chicken of the sea.
The chicken of the sea. Yep. Tuna fish.
So I'm finishing up playing summer ball up there, and Gillum gives me a call, and Barry texts me and he's like, "Hey, like, we want to come up to Sacramento and play a game with the party animals and the bananas." And I was like, heck yeah. Yep. Are you kidding me? Like, this is amazing. I would totally love to do that. I remember getting out there like 3 hours before you guys got there.
Yeah, you were there early.
I was there so early. Like, and they let me in the stadium.
Right.
And shout out Souther Heath, because I just made friends with the security guards and everything. And I remember I like got to the dugout, like, and I remember like putting like my bag down. I'm like, wait, no, maybe somebody has to put their bag down there. And I move it like somewhere else.
Overthinking everything.
Of course. You know, it's like, because this is like my, like, you know, like first impression of everything. And so I'm all geared up and everything. I did bands and everything. I did a full stretching routine, like did some like sprinting and everything. And then like now, like hindsight knowing, like you guys get off the bus and like I'm like pulling up there, like I'm just waiting outside the bus, just like waving, like, hello. I'm a kid out of college, and you guys just did a however long bus ride. You guys have been on like a road trip at that time, right?
We did the Cali trip. I think we started Arizona, and then we went Cali, but it was like every 2 days we played a game. Yeah. And I remember that was like a Wednesday in Sacramento. Yeah. It was the most random midweek game. But yeah, and I remember rolling up, and because Barry and Gillum were like, hey, Bronson's coming. They didn't call you Bronny back then. Yeah. Bronson's coming. And I was like, okay, so I'll be on look out for him. And then I ended up meeting you, and I was like, oh man, I was like, this kid's cool, man. I was like, this is awesome.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Because I remember just the bus pulled up, and now like looking back, like after those bus trips and you get to stadium and you're just like dead. Yeah. And so like, and I'm like right there, just like front center, like, hey guys, like welcoming people off the bus. I'm sure like people were probably thinking like, is this kid like one of like the baseball ops guy
Right,
for the
like, who's
stadium
this
or
guy?
something
Yeah.
or anything? But I vividly remember like Bill Leroy coming off like that bus, and I'd seen Bill's TikToks before, and like came right up to me and like shook my hand and was like, hey, I'm Bill, and I'm like, I'm Bronson, like I know who you are, man. And he's like, it's nice to meet you, dude, like where you coming from? And I was like, I'm playing summer ball over here. And he was like, oh, summer ball, I was a Savannah Banana for summer ball. And
That's awesome.
he's like, now I'm doing this now, and I'm like, that's so crazy cool. And then we get off everybody gets off the bus, we go into like the locker room and in left field and meet you, and I'm like, hey, this guy's large. I'm like, this guy could crumble me up into a piece of paper ball and throw me into the waste trash real quick.
It's all looks. It's all looks.
And so I remember meeting like everybody, and I remember like one of like the coolest things that we did. Like I think we rehearsed first. And I was like, wait, this is like super awesome. Like, we're not actually like, we don't even have to get into practice yet. Like, we're just like having fun, rehearsing. Everybody had shirts off because it was so hot out. And I was like, heck yeah, I'm taking my shirt off too. And like, I remember Brett had short hair, which is like one of the craziest things. Delano, I think, sprained his ankle or something that day.
He was battling an ankle thing that whole year. I felt like
the ankle and him were not getting along.
They weren't friends.
I remember like just meeting everybody, like Dylan Porter. Him and I had like mutual friends from Santa Barbara Community College because I had buddies that went there. And I remember he was like one of my like really good friends. I remember Philly in the outfield. Philly gave me a bracelet in the outfield when we were like shagging, and I remember holding on to that bracelet and like wearing it like every day for like months after.
That's awesome.
And everything. And like looking back on that day, it was like one of the coolest days ever. Like Hunter Pence like was there.
He was
Josh
Reddick,
Reddick.
right?
He was rolling on the scooter to Katy Perry.
That was it.
And it was like, are we serious right now? Like he's just right here, and I'm like, I get to meet him, and I'm like said hi and everything, and like what a cool guy, like crazy cool.
So cool. I forgot they were all at that game too. That California trip was crazy.
Yeah.
And then we get, because I remember distinctly, so Fluke started. Yeah. And I was catching.
Yeah, you were.
And I was like, after the fifth, you were going to come in with a new pitcher.
Yeah, that's right.
The fifth, the lights just didn't want to work for the fifth inning. I remember we went through like two. It came on for a second, then turned back off. Do you remember that?
Yes, dude. So the first time it turned off, it was like, a little bit of mayhem in the stadium. Nothing like that crazy, like, and I think it was like maybe like 5 or 6 minutes. And then lights came back on. And we were like, okay. Yeah. I'm in the bullpen and I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we go. Like, all right, here we go. We're going. And I'm like trying to remind myself of all the rules. I'm like, okay, ball four sprint, throw it to shortstop. Got there, put it there. And then like, okay, can't step out of the box if I'm hitting. Yeah. Okay, yep, got you. And then it's only a matter, we need to just, however many runs we score is however many runs that they can score. I'm like going through all this while trying to like frame like a curveball and like a fastball and even try to understand my pitcher's pitches.
Do you remember who you were warming up?
I think it was
who was going in?
I think it was Sherm.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Sherm would have been. Shout out Sherm.
Shout out Sherm.
I love it.
And then the lights go off again. Like, and oh my gosh, the one thing I remember was that it was like mid pitch too. Yeah. And I caught it. Yeah. I don't know if it went out when you were catching Fluke at the time.
So I want to say it did too. I feel like that was a very, I mean, it feels like a million years ago. I want to say it was definitely mid pitch, which is still, but for either the bullpen.
Dude, that's the scariest thing to happen is like, you're like, all right here. Who just turned on the lights?
Yeah, right.
Am I dead? React. Am I dead? Literally. Is this it?
That's crazy.
So second time lights go off, and I remember people started running on the field. Yeah. And Wheeler started running and formed tackle of somebody down, and I remember the crowd went crazy, and I was like, oh yeah.
The last human I expected in this world to hit stick someone was Bryson Wheeler, and it was a clean tackle.
Yeah, great form tackle.
Unbelievable, out of nowhere.
Like all 165, I don't know how much you weigh, Bryson, but you perfectly put it right into that guy that was just on the field. And I remember that was crazy awesome. And then like while like everybody was like focusing on the lights, I remember like just like all the people in the bullpen and the fans like signing. I remember signing stuff, and I was like, this is crazy. Like people were asking for my autograph. Like I'm just a kid that's like here for one game, like just having fun. And crazy enough, when we went back to Sacramento, I met this older brother and sister at the first time when I played when I was trying out with you guys in 23, and they were like super cool, and they were like they wanted like a special picture, right? And so like they tossed me their phone down, and I took a picture with them, and then I remember like jumping up on the side, and then like I traded like a bracelet that somebody else gave me like with them, and then I saw them 2 years later when we went back to Sacramento. And they were there again, and it was like full world circle. It was like, oh my gosh, like we're here again, like this is crazy. And they're like, they remembered me and everything, and I was like, this is crazy, like it was unbelievable. It's such a good feeling. I remember we did double cellies. I remember I had to run out for double cellies.
Era.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
There's I have like 5 or 6 pictures, like official pictures of like me when I was with you. Like obviously like one of me in like the jersey, just like in the mirror, like and then there's like one of like we're doing a rave at second, and it's like Reese hits his like first double out of like 6 on the day because he was just an absolute menace, and still is. And I remember we go out there and we're just like raving. And I'm just like unseen. I remember that. And then we did Party Rock, and I did it at home plate. And they like taught me it real quick. I think it was like Porter and like I think Fluke taught me it real quick. You know, to the right, to the left, 4 in the middle. And I was like, okay, you know, I can pick that up. And they were like, you want to do it with us? And I was like, heck yeah, let's do it. And so I hopped in there, and I think it was like Brett or something. But Brett's in the back. He's like, yeah, get a new guy, and I was like,
fired up out there. I love it.
I was like, oh yes,
out of nowhere. I love it.
And I was like, dude, this is awesome. And I felt so much more at home with the party animals, and then ended up playing with those nanas. On
we
the
sent
other
you on
side.
a secret mission over there. That's what I tell everyone.
It was an undercover mission to
that's
sabotage for the 9-game win streak.
That was it. Milwaukee. You were there.
Yep.
There was we played 3 games there too, right?
I think it was 4.
4.
It was 4. We did a double header.
Oh, you might be right.
It was a double header at the Milkman. That was the longest day of my life.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
That was like now that I've done double headers now, like I'm more or less used to them, as much used to them as you can be for a banana ball doubleheader. But I remember that was the longest day, the doubleheader day. Freaking hilarious story about that. As I'm sabotaging the bananas if we say that now, but I remember like the first game, I got a pinch hit like in the 9th inning, and like Brett, this is like when like the complete games like streak is going on, right? Or like just the start of it, like everybody Gillespie threw a complete game, Brett threw a complete game.
Fluke and Brett had like 2 or something like that, which is crazy.
Unbelievable.
Nuts.
The fact that Fluke like throws complete games, like it's crazy. Well, I mean, he did 1, 2, 3 pitches the other day in a scrimmage. Efficient,
dude.
That's your boy.
Between the 2 innings, he's only thrown 11 pitches max. In both innings. Like the first day was 4 pitches. And then, that day was 4 pitches, and the first outing was like 11 pitches. And I'm like, man, talk about keeping the arm primed. He's ready to go, man. Dude, he's good to go.
Whatever you need, man. Fluke had it. And so I remember, like watching the whole game, dancing the whole game, going up in the stands, you know, and Brett's still out there pitching. And I'm like getting like Gillum's like, you know, go get loose. We're gonna pitch hit you in the last inning. And I was like, okay, bet, let's go. Like this is it. Like
I'm ready.
I'm about to lace a ball off this guy's head with barely any hair. And he gives me cutter first pitch, and I thumb it just right back at him. And like now I know, like, you know, give a little bit of showmanship, but I hard 90'd it so hard down the line. I'm like, this is where they're gonna see the good stuff. And Brett just like runs over and like just a nice little tap. Me just right on the little shoulder. I remember I'm rooming with Jared Donaldson that night. And like super awesome. Like Donnie really helped me. Like, you know, like
good
understand.
Roommate too.
Yeah, great roommate. And he's like, you know, how do you feel about today? And I'm like, dude, I'm so pissed. I should have hit that ball to the moon. Like that was it. Like you guys aren't gonna invite me back. He's like, bro, I promise you, like that's not what they're like. It doesn't matter. Like you had 1 at bat, and so. Ended up getting like a couple more at bats and then catching an inning. Funny enough, catching Connor Higgins. Higgy, fellow ASU alum, and we actually had a good inning, I remember, and it went out fine. And then I hit a ball, and I remember Chosen made a nasty like in between the legs play. Of course he did. I hit a line drive in like my last at bat, and of course sneaky 6 Reese Hampton right out there, just boop.
That's it.
Snags it out, and like it was nothing to him. And little did I know, I was helping out the boys helping out the party animals for the legendary 2023.
That was it.
It was all destiny. It was always the party animals.
That's it. You didn't look good in yellow over there.
No, man. I didn't like it anyway.
And then going into was that 24 right afterwards?
Yeah. Funny. One more thing about that. I was in the Post Plaza party. I was wearing, I think it was 26 on the bananas, and apparently that was like Jake Peavy when he played on the bananas. He was number 26, I think. And every kid came up to me with a Jake Peavy banana ball card, and I signed so many Jake Peavy cards out there. I feel so bad.
Unbelievable.
Just had to get that off my chest.
No, I do let it out. Well, it's funny because before we had Farty, Fluke's dad would wear like the gorilla mask to like all of our big games, and they thought he was our mascot. So like I was getting these balls, and there was a signature on there. I was like, I wasn't really sure, and it was like initials for like something party animal or something like that. And I was like, who is this? And Fluke's like, my dad's signing the balls. Everyone thinks he's the mascot. And I'm like, that's unbelievable. There's just a line with his dad just signing balls. But
that's hilarious, dude.
Dude, that's so funny.
Yeah,
You got the Jake Peavy treatment,
I just had the Jake Peavy treatment.
That's so funny.
I was like, yep.
So going into 24, did you go to the tryout in Arizona?
Yeah.
In 24? Okay.
Another long day of my life. That was a crazy long day.
Fishy was at that one too, right?
Yeah.
Was he at that tryout? And then
it was Fish, Krem was there. Brady Keiss was there too. Brady Keiss and I were, I actually have a scar that's attributed to Brady Keiss now. So Brady showed up as like the businessman.
Right.
If you remember, he had like a white like collared shirt, like a tie.
Yep.
He brought a briefcase out to the mound like to pitch and everything. And the only thing I knew about him was that like he like played with DR in college, and like I caught him in the bullpen, and I was like, damn, this guy's got a zippy fastball.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, okay, like, and I remember like he was supposed to do 2 innings, and the first inning went great. I remember I tried to call a couple curveballs. And dude, he threw him like not even getting to the dirt. And I remember I made some insane blocks, like just like somehow got my body in front of it. But that wasn't where the scar came from. The second inning, it was so hot that day, if you remember, bro.
That was one of the worst burns of my life. I don't really sunburn. That was one of the worst sunburns of my life from that day. That was when sleeveless uni. I just got roasted out there.
Oh my gosh, dude. And so Brady goes out for that second inning, and he takes off the shirt. And so he just goes with just the tie. Just, you know, Brady's beautiful body, and just I was like, and I came as Hollywood. I brought my jacket, and I had the red carpet that I rolled out.
I remember it.
And the sleeves weren't cut off on the jacket yet, so it was just still full sleeves, and I'm burning up too. And so I'm like, well, I can't let my guy just go shirtless without me. So I take off my shirt underneath, and I'm wearing just the coat now. Catching with the coat, and we get through it. Like Brady does a great inning. Like I felt great. I remember like I threw a guy out, and then we get down and I'm hitting and everything. And I think it was like one of my last at bats of the day.
Right.
I get a ball force sprint, and I'm hustling into second, dude, and just totally forget that my shirt's not on. Slide head first into second base, and just have like a nice little like torn up abdomen, something like that. Ab for short.
Something
like how like Dan, like you know Dan, like he'll have his marks. Like those hurt, dude. I remember I slid into second base, and
like a rug burn.
Yeah,
it's literally what it is.
Oh yeah, it was so bad, and it was like one of the last like things of like the scrimmage and like the day. So like we're about to like bring it in and like break it down like fans first, and I'm like fans first, like dead. And then Marshall Schill was also at that tryout.
He was,
and he made us do a drone shot picture afterwards. And he's like, everybody crowd around. And I'm like in there, I'm like
just sweating, just dying.
sweating, bleeding out of my ab, and just dying.
You went to war that day.
And I was like, I left it all out on the field that day. I was like, give it all. And so I have my banana ball scar from my tryout out there. And it was so much fun. I remember just talking with you and just catching up. And I was like, it was good to see you. And I was like, we were just enjoying it. It was just one of the most fun days. Like it honestly didn't feel that stressful because I already met like a lot of you guys, and it was like just such a great time. And I remember sleeping for like the whole next day.
Oh yeah.
I remember tossing and turning just every single time, and I'd hurt my little my little scar, and I'd be like wake me back up, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is fun.
That's unbelievable. Dude, that's so funny. Yeah, that was a fun day, man. A lot of good people at that trial. A lot of like we were South Mountain. That was an awesome location, dude. It was a blast. And then we literally right after that day, that was our last tryout. So we just sat down at the kitchen table, the Airbnb.
Oh yeah,
and we just jammed out on teams, bro. And like at that point, I knew like I was able to get you, and I was able to keep you, and then we had Taj that year, and we saw DC. So I was going into 24, man, and then it's year 3 now for you.
Yeah,
how's that feel?
Yeah, dude, it feels amazing.
They've flown by, huh?
It's flying by way too fast. It's such a constant struggle to like be present,
right?
And then also try to like, you know, think of things for the future, because when we get into those like the game times and the long days, it can feel like it's like going by so slow. But then the next thing you know, you freaking wake up and it's like halfway through the season. It's like where did the time go and everything?
It's wild, man. Just like towards the end of the year, it felt like it was like never ending. And I was like, okay, like it just doesn't. And then once we got into the off season, I was like, man, this is boring. I was like, I need to get back to doing something. But like, honestly, like it's such a part of your life. And like, obviously it's every day for us. And like our off season's very limited. So, you know, it's so consistent every day is when you're not around. You're like, oh man, what the hell's going on? Like, this is so weird. But
you're just like, what am I doing?
The seasons feel so long until you're out of them. And you're like, that really wasn't that long. And then you get back into it. But I think it's just because and also, we love what we do. So this doesn't, like, I've worked a normal job. I know you've had a normal job before. It's just like, it's not the same. It doesn't feel like work every day, you know? And like, it never really feels like work. It's just like, this is what I do. This is my life. This is just what I do, you know? So, and when you're not doing it, you're like, man, this is wild.
It's like, it's like a piece of you is like missing or something. And it's like your family. It's like, I'm like so blessed that like to be with like you and this team, because it feels like a family.
Absolutely.
And like it's like my home away from home, you know? And it like there's some days like you're definitely out here and you like miss your family and miss your people and like but it makes it like sometimes like it sounds like bad to say it, but like it's like I feel so comfortable out here that like I don't worry about it. And like it makes it easier just to come to work every single day when you're surrounded by guys that are like so easily accepting and just funny to be around, and people that make you want to wake up and be with them and everything. And so
give you energy, which is nice.
Exactly, like people that fill your glass up if it's not full.
Exactly.
And that's the first thing I felt when I got into 24. I mean, like I was a little bit, you know, quiet the first week, trying to get settled in and everything. And I feel like that's like kind of the right way to go about it. Just like kind of feel it out, because Banana Ball's a different world.
It is.
Especially
it really
like
is.
on the outside, on the inside, it's a different world. And that's what we're trying to like kind of showcase here is it's like you kind of just got to feel it out and then just like understand like, okay, like there's times to joke around and there's times like to be serious. You got to lock it in, you know, whether it be something business related or work related or rehearsal related, entertainment. And then there's the times where you can just, you know, enjoy the goofiness of a locker room, you know, with the guys around. And it's so much fun when you like get close to the guys. And then like, I remember like it really started to change me in 24, like about 2 or 3 months into the season, and like I just felt like a lot more comfortable just like coming around and being able to talk about like, you know, my breakfast sandwiches I was cooking every single day, or like talking about the new cookies.
I was the first one to notice. I was like, I seen you every day with they're beautifully wrapped, and then you open them up, and I'm like, what do you got in there? You got the hash brown in there. He makes the is it the bacon, egg, and cheese with the hash brown?
Brownies, bacon, egg, and cheese.
It looks elite.
With
it
hash
just looks
brown.
So good. And I'm a sucker for bacon, egg, and cheese. It's
so
like,
good, right? You need that crispiness in there too.
So
it just
good,
adds that whole extra. And I'll wrap it up in that little wax paper, and then I'll get it some aluminum foil around it, make it look like everybody came up to me and was like, yo, where'd you get that from? Like Big Bon, or is that Waters? And I was like, no, my crib. No. Like, you know,
Brownie's Kitchen.
That's it. And I was cooking that up. I started bringing like an extra one or two. Like sometimes if like somebody would have had one, I'm surprised I haven't gotten you one yet.
I do.
I'll get you
gotta
one.
get one soon.
What do you want it on? Sourdough, bagel?
You surprise me.
I'll surprise you.
Anything. You know, I'm not picky.
You okay with hot sauce, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
I love it. You know what's strange? The only food I can necessarily say I don't like, which is very like weird with my heritage, is like olives.
Really?
I can't smell them. I can't eat them.
What?
Like if they've been on pizza and I pick them off, I still taste them.
What?
My mom is so disappointed. She's like, "You're Italian and
You're
Greek, Michael."
Italian,
She's like,
man.
"How could you not like olives?" She's like, "It's kind of a disappointment." I'm like, "Thanks, Mom." But it's in like everything, Italian and Greek. Like I make such problems for the family. But it's the only thing I can't say I don't like.
I'll bring you bacon, egg, and cheese with olives all over it or something. Just a bad April Fool's prank.
Bagels, like the ones with the olives sticking out. Like, thanks. I'd eat it for you.
No, I wouldn't make you do that. I want to make
so
you do that.
funny.
But yeah, it's just you start coming in and you start learning about people and just like, you know, what makes them click, you know, what drives them, you know, and there's so many characters in this locker room, and there's even more characters, you know, in 24, and then it's just it changes a little bit like as the years have gone by, and now with like, you know, how Banana Ball is expanding too, like it's really just sitting down and either just like the person you're around and just learning who they are, just trying to get like, what music do you like, what kind of, you know, things do you like to do outside of baseball, what are your hobbies, like, you know, what do you like to watch, like you got any TV shows for me, you know, it's just like stuff like that where that's like the beginning of the conversations, and you start to learn a little bit more about the people that you're around, and then you like start to understand them, you know, like how to talk to them. Like I remember like Brett, I couldn't like, you know, I couldn't be serious with him in the beginning.
It's still tough to be serious.
It's still so tough to be serious with him. You got to catch him when he's like really like cooking on like a serious topic, and then he'll just go with you, you know, and everything. But like I learned, like, you know, you, like be goofy with him. He loves being goofy, and that's like that's part of being a catcher is like you got to know everybody is, and everybody's a little bit different.
That's
you know?
it.
And it felt so good like to finally like feel like settled and when 24 like about this couple months in, and just like feel like you know, like I belong here, you know. And it's always something that like you gotta like keep telling yourself like this is where I'm meant to be, there's a reason that I'm here, you know.
Exactly.
And it's a blessing.
Absolutely. You're here for a purpose, and I say that to everyone, from tryouts to everything you're doing in life. If you're doing something, you're there for a purpose, you know, and it's to fulfill what you're supposed to do. And like that was one thing, like coming into 24, like you fit in so well with the guys, and then like that's when you bring up like you every day is a little bit different. You don't know how you're gonna feel. You don't know, and I think that's what's really cool about our locker room is like, no matter what day you're having, because I'm guilty of it too. Some days I'm coming and I'm just pissed, and I'm just like, and, you know, just because life hits you, you know, and like, but I can say there's always one or two guys in the locker room at all times that will pick up your spirits or make you feel 10 times better. Like someone who like unintentionally does it all the time is Mark Smith. Yeah. I'll be in a bad mood and like he'll just say something, do something so stupid, or just say one thing and it's just gone. Like I'm just like, I need, like, he's like an antidepressant.
Yeah.
Mark, he cracks me up. But like that's what I love about our team is like you could be having a bad day, someone else could be having a bad day, and they're gonna rally around and pick you up. And like I feel like that's why there's really no bad days out here. And then like with game days, it's like once the fans start entering, you see how excited they are. It's like, how can I not be excited?
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's like pure caffeine. Like just like 100%. It just releases. But no, man, and that's something I love about our team is like everyone fits in, everyone does, and like I'm not saying everyone's best friends. I'm not saying everyone like agrees with one another or like things like that. But it's like we all love each other as a family, and like, that's huge when it comes to a team.
And then you're so right. Like it's sometimes guys aren't even trying to like pick another person up, and they don't even, sometimes like you don't even know somebody's having a bad day. Like they won't really show it when they bring in there, but like maybe sometimes you can see like people aren't as energetic or something, and it's just like the beginning of the day or something, and then like somebody will just crack a joke or crack an inside joke, and it's like boom, like they're getting them to laugh, and that's like step one in just the right direction. You just start like getting a little laugh in, and you just start smiling a little bit, and then you start like just maybe thinking that like what you're dealing with isn't the biggest deal right now, and it's like, okay, let me just try to like be present and enjoy this. That's why like after practice ends, I'm like, dang, that went by so fast. I was like, we were having so much fun.
That's why y'all never leave. Everyone's in here hanging out.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
My gosh, like Fish, Brett, Delano, and I, and like you, like we'll be here for like 3-4 hours, like after like everything's been over and done with, and like it's just because this is like a place where it gives you joy and happiness to be just around the guys that like being around here.
It's a home away from home. It feels comfortable here. Like I always had to bring stuff with me and like get ready for my day, and like, you know, you bring a backpack full of clothes for practice and what have you, gym and whatever, and like doing everything here, getting dressed, undressed, like doing your daily stuff. It's like, it doesn't feel like I'm at a locker room. It doesn't feel like I had to go change and get all this stuff done. Like it just feels like a second home.
No,
you know?
it
and
does.
It's super cool. And like the day I shot the first podcast here, I think we got done at like 1 that day. Yeah. Got out here like 2:30, came back at like 6:45. And Brett and Delano are still here, and I'm like, I love it. They're just hanging out, just having a blast, man. And that's how the environment I want. If you can't feel comfortable in the locker room, then that's not good. You know, like absolutely, that should be your safe haven, like your place away. But no, I love that, man.
It's such a blessing to just be around like guys that just want to be around you. You know what I mean? And like if there's any topic you want to talk about, I guarantee people in this locker room are going to want to talk about it. Whether it be the stupidest thing ever, the craziest thing ever, the most boring thing ever, like we'll talk about it. It's some serious stuff. We'll talk about it. And it's like it's just like we riff off each other so well, and like that's all I credit to you, Vava. Like you made this team for like who it is, and like
Thank you.
it always stems at the head. Like you always, even if you had a bad day and you came in, I couldn't tell.
Okay,
you know
well,
what I mean? Like that's most of the time. Like
I appreciate that.
There's no bad days when you're with guys that make it easy to.
Thank you, brother. That means the world. And I just, I'm a very loving person, so I just try to always have such like a loving environment everywhere. Like I've always heard like kill with kindness, and I think that there's really a truth to that, because like I think the more kind you treat people, even in like the worst situations and when people are frustrated, like I feel like you can really truly bring a side out of someone, and there's some people you can't reach, like it's just a thing. Some people are just naturally not going to, but like I always feel like if you put out that respect and kindness towards others, they're going to reciprocate it back to you. And I think obviously so blessed to have the group that I have with you guys, because like it's all reciprocated, and that's beautiful, and so I'm the lucky one over here. I'm lucky to have all you guys, and I'm just, the squad we got is unbelievable. I'm excited for this year. And what I've been asking everyone, what's your favorite stop this year you're looking forward to on the road? There's so many.
I mean, this is probably like one that I feel like other people have said, but New York. I feel like New York, Yankee Stadium. Be huge. Man, that's just the creme de la creme. Other than Dodger Stadium, until we go play there eventually. Yeah, that's. I mean, New York. That's it. I mean, that's going to be probably one of the highlights of the year of the stops that we go to. What about for you?
New York's definitely on there. I love New York. I think the Superdome's gonna be sweet.
Yeah,
like, that's gonna be crazy. But New York, I mean, I grew up a Yankees fan, not because of anything specific. I think I told in the last podcast, literally because it was the first team on the video game that was on there, so I would just pick them every time. Yeah. And just like the history of Yankee Stadium, big Mickey Mantle guy. That's why I wear 7. So like being able to like experience that, it's gonna be nuts. That's gonna be one, like I feel like I'm at the stadium the whole weekend. Yeah. Like as long as they let me in, like I'm just gonna be there all weekend.
Son, you gotta leave eventually. No, please let me stay.
But we might come back next year.
I'm actually talking with some logistics right now, so
we're making it work.
Let me work it out. By the Mickey Mantle statue?
I'm just crying over there.
So that's the reason you wear 7.
It's the reason I wear 7. Man.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
really.
man. I so like 7's always been like a big number for me. Like I always, like 7's always been like a thing in my family. Like I was born 7 years after my sister, and like I was July 7th, so 7/7. And so like 7's were always like a thing. And then once I got into baseball and like watching Mickey Mantle, and just like I thought he was the coolest. So cool, and just unbelievable. And like knowing like he was mostly unhealthy his whole career and still put up unbelievable
was he
numbers.
Really? I don't know that.
He was always injured. Like he had a lot of injuries. He was like went through like super sick and like went through a lot of struggles.
Wow.
And, like, so his body was never like great, like 100%. But like, and it's the numbers he was able to put up. And like, his career was definitely cut short, like to see what he could have done. So I'm like, man, like I'm not fast, not a switch hitter. Like I can't do anything like him, but like what an idol. Like the dude was so cool, like to just watch play.
Determination.
Yeah. And
he didn't
so
care.
7's always been like, I have it tattooed here. Little 7 right there. So like I've always been like fascinated with 7, and so that's like
that's a very lucky number.
It is, man.
Very lucky number.
41. What's behind 41?
41. So I got the number when I got to ASU.
Yeah.
I was always actually, funny enough, I was always 7 or 2.
I feel like most of everyone's 7.
It's the best.
Delano gives me a crap about 7 all the
time. Yeah. So I get to Arizona State, and since it was so late after switching from USC to ASU, I didn't get to pick a number, so they gave me 41. And my mind already rolling. First day I get in there, I look at it, I'm like, 41. Oh gosh, like that's such a high number. Right. Like they don't care about me. They're gonna cut me or something. Like mine's already going to places that it shouldn't be going to. But I just took the number, and then I remember going back and really getting back into the Bible. I kind of lost myself like from God. I grew up a Christian and moved away from like God when I kind of was in college, and then started to work my way back into it because I was really taking it serious at Arizona State. And I remember seeing mentions of like 40 and 41 afterwards. And so I started looking it up and seeing if there was any like significance to the number 41. And it started to tell me about how there's a lot of mentions in the Bible about Noah's Ark. He was on there for 40 days and 40 nights, and the 41st day he got off the boat.
Okay.
Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, and then on the 41st day he came out of the desert to start preaching. Another one with Moses, 40 days, 40 nights, and then 41st. So 41 in the Bible signifies a overcoming of trials and hardships, and it's good things coming around the corner. And so at that moment in college, my mentality switched about the number 41. I was like thankful that I had it. And I was like, this is awesome. Like, it symbolizes good things coming around the corner. Like, your 41 is coming. And so from that point on, I was like obsessed with the number 41. And then I started seeing it everywhere. Weirdly enough. Like,
that's how it works.
I'd check my phone and it'd be like 1041 or something. And then like I'd look up at like a street sign and say like 41st Street.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, like this number is just speaking to me. And so
that's awesome.
It became my number then after that.
Yeah.
Like, somebody made like this one for me. Like the giant will fall.
Yeah.
The rain will stop. Your 41 is coming. Like, don't quit. So
that's so cool.
It was like, that was where it really started to come from. That was like, okay, 41 is like my number now. And it like started, I built my brand like around it, like 41. And then Catch Kindness kind of came out of that too.
Right.
But it was just goes to show, like, you know, it's really about how you look at things. Like, if you're going to be optimistic that good things are coming around the corner, then good things will come around the corner. But if you're going to be stuck in that 40, and that, you know, no shame to Mark Smith, you know, 40.
No, I love it.
But 41 is coming around the corner, and good things are coming. So that's
beautiful. I love that.
That's a story about how 41 spoke
That's
to me
super cool. And that's like, and that's honestly like such a brawny story. And like, I say that because like you can find the greatness, I feel like, in a lot of things. Like, you know, like a lot of people, especially at that age, like in college, like you can see that number, be pissed for months.
Oh,
and like, but like, I love, like, you just have such a good head on your shoulders. And also, like, it's very mature for like someone that young, is like, you really had to find, like, you found something. And like, I always feel like there's signs, and like you get like, you know, signs from above, or like spirits. And like, so like, that's truly like, it was right place, right time, and meant to be with that number. So that's really cool.
Thank you. It was amazing.
It's true how that works though. Like with like a number, like when you get a car, like once you get a car, like you see that car everywhere on the road. Like, like when I had my Kia Stinger, like I would see it everywhere. Did I tell you what happened?
No.
So just before this 45 minutes, I was in a really bad car accident.
What?
And my Stinger's totaled now.
No
Swear to God,
way.
Man, got crushed.
Oh my God.
We didn't tell you we wanted to see it. I wanted to say
Are you serious? So
Dude.
when I mentioned this earlier.
Yeah. And that's why we giggled when you mentioned the car thing.
Gosh,
yes, I'm carless now.
No way.
Yeah, I got crushed.
Are you serious?
Dude, destroyed. I definitely thought someone's looking down from above, because like they hit the back seat behind me, just full blown in.
No.
And my airbags came out. Like, I felt like nothing. My ribs are a little tender.
Oh my gosh, Baba. So when I texted you saying like it's 6 or 6:30 we're going,
I was just getting out of the car.
Oh my gosh.
And I called Ian like 40 minutes before this, and I was like, before we sat down, and I was like, hey man, got in a really bad crash. And he goes, oh no. I'm like, but let's do it, baby. We're still running.
Gosh,
we're
dude.
ripping it.
That's insane.
So yeah.
I can't believe that.
I'm carless now, but the next car I get, I'm sure I'm gonna see it everywhere on the road. Dude, craziness.
Oh my gosh.
I wasn't gonna miss this with you. I couldn't miss the podcast with you, brother.
That's unbelievable. I can't believe that, Baba.
But
that's
dude,
crazy.
We're alive and well.
Yeah, you are.
We're blessed. We're definitely taking care of people. You know, it's good to have good family, good to have good people behind your back. And I just want to thank you so much for coming on today, man.
Oh,
this has been a blast.
Thank you. I feel like we could talk forever.
I know. That's why I'm like, I feel like Ian's gonna fall asleep over here.
I know.
We
I
keep
feel
yapping
bad
over here.
We're just yapping away.
I love
dude.
it, man. But where can I don't know your handles by heart. Where can the people find you?
Oh yeah, okay. People, you guys can find me at Bronson Balholm, Balholm, on Instagram, at Bronny Balholm, BRONNY BALHOLM, on TikTok. And then YouTube, Bronson Balholm. We just started up an Animal House YouTube channel.
That's right.
With Tanner, Fish, Bloom, and myself. So go check that out as well. And yeah, it's kind of where you can find me out at.
Yeah, man.
I won't give my MySpace a kick out there. Or
man,
anything.
we were just talking about MySpace
we were talking about that
today,
today, dude.
I don't
What
think
was your song on MySpace before we
what
wrap it up?
wasn't my song? I remember, well, Grills was huge. Like I remember the MySpace flourishing time was like Grills was just going on.
Yeah,
like, I think it was my ringtone. I think it was. Yeah, but I had some of the strangest things on there, but it was really like I felt like I was just like cracking like CIA codes, like trying to like decorate my page, like as illiterate as I am on the computer now, like I was able to do stuff on MySpace, and I was like, well, how could I do that back then? I can't even figure it out now.
You're like, how did I do that?
But no, man, that's
major throwback.
MySpace days were where it's at. But
Ask FM, like for TBH.
That's it. There was one more thing I was gonna bring up. I forgot what it was, dude.
I wanted to ask this real quick before. I mean, you can shut us off whenever. But
that's Ian, man.
Do you think that tap dancing made you a better catcher?
I think it made me better, like at a younger age, because like I learned footwork and stuff. Yeah, and I do think like. I mean, my footwork's not terrible now, I'd say. So yeah, I think it like at a young age, it definitely separated me early because like I remember doing like, well, we call them grapevines and dance, but like karaoke's. We would do all that stuff, but like obviously in a much different way. And like I was very light on my feet. I used to be super flexible too. Now, no shot. But like, so definitely at a younger age, it helped me. But I don't know now, man. I mean, I don't tap like I used to now.
Yeah, you still got it.
I still got it, dude.
You still got it.
We got to whip it out this year.
We'll have a walk up. For sure.
For sure, dude.
For sure about it. No question.
Hell yeah.
We'll get in there.
But thank y'all so much, and we appreciate y'all coming in.
Catch kindness.